Don't categorize yourself. I'm hearing that you are a divine vessel. Don't try to box yourself into templates that are created by a society, a system that you're here to help dismantle. Okay? And very clearly, this isn't about anything to do with aggression or aggressive ways. This is what I'm getting. That's really important for this message specifically. It's actually that you're trusting people's own timing, their soul's timing, also their purpose. You're understanding that actually some people are literally, I've said this before, are here to help you see who and what you don't want to be, what you don't want to continue. You want to be a walking example of what you want to see on earth. Yeah. As you help to birth heaven on earth. For everything that you've been, the decisions that you've been making, you know, especially when it's about coming into your own alignment, you know, that the alchemy of the inner divine feminine and divine masculine within you, really transmuting everything that you've been going through, so that you can find that inner alignment and you can make decisions from a much clearer space. Is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the kundalini, the snakes. Okay, it's quite energy. Wow, 6 of Wands and strength. That's beautiful. This 4 of Wands as well. Yeah, you're doing great. I'm hearing victory, but it's not even like ego. It's literally you learning finally that actually you're allowing divine to work through you. You're like a portal, right? So it's like when you feel indecisive, you don't feel indecisive like you used to, like as if it's all based off where you need to be going, what you need to be doing. It's more about understanding the energy. There's something about that's really important, right? Which is why I keep hearing you're a divine vessel. Okay, divine's really working through. You got the 9 of Cups and the Empress here. That's stunning, really beautiful. King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck as well. Okay, so let's see what this message wants us to know. Okay, ooh, okay. Someone's had to walk away here from a way of either it was somebody, an external party not connected to this Empress, because there's that indecision energy that's been playing here, but also it could be very well your inner kind of, you know, that like it has to be a certain way, you know, again trying to like make things a certain way, control, you know, instead of surrendering to that divine unfold, to the beautiful vessel that you are, and allowing yourself to be a conduit for that divine energy. You were kind of cutting yourself off from that, your truth, you know, acting from those inner wounds that you have now reached a point where you are clearing through, and you're understanding this. You're walking away from that indecision, from that need to control the outcome and other people is what's coming through. Okay, Ace of Wands as well there, really beautiful. But I'm also getting, this could be somebody else who's really struggled with their emotions, and they found the easiest thing to do. They found it very difficult to communicate their emotions, and the easiest thing for them to do is to walk away from anything that makes them feel, you know, that vulnerability. When you're not confident in your vulnerability, you will probably avoid being vulnerable, right? You won't want to face those emotions, those whatever it is that's coming up to actually help your soul grow, right? And that feels like that's somebody here, not this Empress, somebody connected to this Empress who was doing just that, wasn't able to communicate, and you know, as a result did end up having to face the version of this Empress, feminine energy is what that is, divine feminine, that was like, no, can't enter with that energy. Again, I think that the Empress has been learning though that actually to trust people's timing and to not be guarded to it, and to get like really, you know, feel attacked by no longer feeling attacked, right? 8 of Wands with the 4 of Wands. Oh yeah, we like that energy. 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Oh, something is coming through. It's going to be beautiful. An opportunity for, I feel like it's almost like a mini celebration as well. Whatever this is. It could be communication or just some opportunities. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of things that you're currently working on. Someone is, right? When it comes to, you know, if I said to you, what do you want success in? You'd be somebody who's got so many different things that you want success in, right? Your focus is in many different things. Hearing pies. It's giving that Gemini Virgo energy, that Mercury energy, yeah, number 5. Mercury will be going retrograde. I think it's 17th of July. So pre-shadow is also going to be important. So be mindful of that, because I feel like that might kind of, I'm hearing like cause detours, or like trick you into detouring away from your path of success. So be mindful. Okay. Oh, 10 of Wands. This is what's helped you to gain that strength. The heavy burdens that you're finding, like, it's time to close that out, you know. And it's not been easy, because part of you has felt like, I don't want to close that out, but I think that it's the most healthiest thing for me to do on an emotional level, but also for my path forwards, moving ahead. And again, you're understanding that because you're seeing things from, it's like you've stepped back, you're observing things differently, you know, that divine vessel. And this is why it's like you're not categorizing yourself, even labels that might be put onto you, your connection or anything, you know. I think I'm hearing the word niche, and you're like breaking the molds of niche, right? Oh yeah, 10 of Swords. Oh, with the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, so whatever you might have thought was could have been like a wish come true, you know, wish fulfillment, and it didn't turn that way. It turned quite the opposite, very sour, very quickly. Helped you to see your worth so much more than ever before. Yeah, because at the time it didn't feel like that. Totally the opposite. It brought up, you know, something about your worth, and it really showed you how much you weren't seeing yourself, because you were allowing yourself to feel these feelings for somebody who wasn't treating you the way you deserved. And it doesn't have to be romantic, it could be different things here, but definitely something really connected to your heart space. Okay, so emotional investment, where you were emotionally investing, and that's changed. You're finally investing in yourself. That's, oh my God, that is what it takes to get there. Death, transformation. That's kind of with the Empress, like exactly that. You have been through death portals. You have phoenixed the absolute, like, ultimate, to get to that point where you can see your worth, and you know that actually you're not going to allow yourself to be in a position that is anything less than. Which is why it's the right opportunities coming to you now. It feels so much more in alignment, which is really beautiful. Yeah, lots of I'm hearing full speed ahead, actually. So whatever you're walking away from, or whatever someone's been walking away from, they've learned so much, and it's like this momentum to go ahead, to move forwards now. But it's just about being mindful that you're not like letting logic overtake, is what I'm hearing. And your messages are, you're going to have to be careful with the communication, whoever this is. I don't think this is you. I think this is someone connected to you. They need to be mindful with their communication, so that they don't end up with this guarded version of themselves moving forwards, but also in return, you know, they want that open-hearted energy. King of Wands. Oh, that's with the 4 of Wands and the 8 of Wands. That's really like, wow. So first of all, it's a lot of passion. But I'm not getting like lusty, like low vibrational energies. I'm getting really like I want to come and like, I'm hearing like, you know, the lion wants to come with that courageous energy and be like, yes, I'm ready to hold it down. That's nice. A home, but I feel like someone just wants to create, I'm hearing a unit, so maybe like, you know, like a really divine partnership maybe. But definitely something here where there's going to be this energy of being in own leadership, something that is yours. And this could be you as well, you know. You could be following some kind of project that's bringing in a lot of information or even opportunities to you right now. And it's so much more in alignment with your divine purpose, which is why you knowing that you are that divine vessel is helping you. Okay, the Hanged Man here. Yeah, there's been a lot of things I've had to be addressed. This is what was coming through before. I'm getting this message that someone has known what they wanted for a long time. They might have even fantasized about whatever it is, you know, like dreaming about it. I think they've overthought about it. They've just not moved in that direction so far. Okay, that's what it is. Let's just see. I think they've been a bit of a crossroads, because I think that they've just had a lot of other things to deal with, you know, a lot of other things that they've wanted to find success in. But I also think they've had some kind of addictive patterns taking place here. So, you know, that's why that passionate energy was coming through so much. I think that they've been stuck on something, and I do feel that it's been some kind of an addiction. Yeah, look at this, 7 of Wands. Sorry. Seven of Swords. Seven of Wands, that means they're overcoming this, you know. Seven of Swords, the Justice card. Yeah, there's something here that even they weren't, I think it's even they didn't feel happy with themselves, you know. They weren't seeing, it's almost like they couldn't help themselves with whatever it was, you know, and that's an addiction, right? And it was preventing their success on their path ahead, okay? However, there's a transition. There really is a transition. It's come with the Tower moments, for sure, okay? That's usually the case. But you know what? I feel like this was I think someone's reflecting in such a way where like, wow, that was a wanted tower, because it finally cleared through all the BS that was keeping them stuck in that place, that was keeping them hooked. I'm hearing that specifically, hooked. Captain Hook, Peter Pan. Interesting, that Peter Pan theory that people talk about, okay. Not wanting to grow up. Okay. Maybe someone's avoiding their responsibilities or accountability or something. Wow, no, they've seriously, 9 of Wands. I've heard rehab specifically. So they've been going through some kind of cleansing process when it comes to whatever this was, okay. Addiction, or just whatever it was that was fueling a behavior in them that they didn't like. They were in the shadows with the Hermit. No one knew about this, you know. It could have been behind the scenes. Maybe it was like fake personas as well they were acting in. Yeah, they've had to learn. The Fool and the Chariot, beautiful. They've regained their independence, right? And they're ready to I'm hearing reclaim what's theirs and make it solid this time, solidify it. That's what I've heard. Okay, so they want to solidify whatever it is, whatever that the wishes were that turned to that sour energy, you know. They want to have a new beginning with it, a new journey, and they want it to be prosperous is what I'm hearing, okay. Six of Cups, 2 of Wands, yeah, that's it. So what you thought was over, it's not. Someone's very much nostalgic, and you know what, this Divine Feminine energy has also had bouts of nostalgia, and they're really missing someone here. It's really emotional. But this 2 of Wands is giving that new path has opened up. Judgment card. It's going to be some kind of, I feel like the communication that's going to be coming through is going to allow for you both to really acknowledge your path now and to make the right decisions on how to move forwards. But I think before that happens, there's going to be some truths here about what someone's been going through, what they've been overcoming, right? That energy, that self-betrayal cycles, even stuck in loops with others, karmic loops, okay, what they've been moving away from. But I think that they're speedily trying to move away from whatever that situation is or have had to, right? Make the effort, okay? Great love is worth making the effort. Something about your inner children is really important here. Maybe a dog, maybe someone wants to, you know, those little things that you wanted when you were a kid and you didn't get. I think someone wants to like fulfill that, or they're going to be and they don't realize it yet. Heart-to-heart conversations, that's what I'm trying to say. Heart-to-heart conversations, the truth of it, you know, honestly discussing your feelings with each other, for each other as well. Express your love. Go ahead and make that romantic gesture. And I just want to make it clear that Divine Feminine, you are not guided to take action here, okay? You're guided to hold faith in people's timings, which is what was coming through before, right? Whilst investing your energy, your efforts into your purpose now, where your heart is bringing you joy, okay? And it's okay to kind of detach from the past, you know what I mean? Because you want to be clearing and healing through that anyway, so you can move forwards and no longer be stuck in a place where, you know what, it didn't feel safe, where it was codependent. Yeah, you've been clearing through that, healing through it. You know your worth. This is that transformation. It's like no matter what, you phoenix, my God, you're phoenix beautifully, but still there's that one person, that one thing in the past that you just want a new beginning with. It's safe for you to love. Love that card. So that when you move forward, there is going to be more of a safety, you know, there's going to be more, you know what you want and you're not afraid to ask for it now, Divine Feminine. And that's so important for this moving forwards. And especially when you're going to have those heart-to-heart conversations, you have to be honest. Yeah, look at this deception. Same thing with that 7 of Swords energy. The masks. And you know, you can't control other people's masks. That's for them to heal through. Just make sure you're not wearing any. Make sure you're being clear, honest, not brutally honest. Again, it's not about aggression. It's actually that unconditional love is really saying, you know what, I'm going to stay in my heart space regardless of your choices. That's up to you. And then as a result, I get to hold my boundaries in place too, you know, and say, yeah, that's your choice, but either that's not going to work for me, or, you know, we can work through that together depending on what it, you know, how the situation unfolds. You deserve love. See, you are lovable. So don't allow yourself to, you know, accept anything less than what you are worthy of, because doing so is suggesting that you're not understanding your worth. You're not understanding that actually everything you desire is so very much in your capabilities to ask for and receive. Okay. Very soon. Clearly decide. That's what that energy, that is there. Someone who really wants to, is really being fired up to move forwards. But you have to be clear on what you want. You do. And that has to come from your heart space. I'm not talking about tick box conditional love. I'm talking about, you know, if you're talking about something sacred, what does that truly mean? How does it allow you to stay in your alignment? You know, is it that, what is that reciprocity, you know? And sometimes until you've got it, you can't always know for sure. But I think that with these phoenix moments you've been going through, you've learned so much more about yourself, you know, and you're not afraid, like I said, to speak your truth. And that's so important in this moving forwards. Yes, this is a soul connection. Of course it is. Okay, yeah, there's been a separation here. Okay. But there's something religious factors here. So maybe it was something that was part of the reason why you had to stay away from each other. I'm not sure if you're aware of this though. Okay, but someone's upbringing definitely made a difference. Something about their upbringing that had a huge impact on them. I'm hearing like energy imprints as well, the people around them, and something that they went through as well, you know. Don't forget, your trauma starts from that young age, the moment you enter, you know. Honeymoon energies. Okay, I think there's just something about being mindful. So whatever caused the separation in the past, you have to be truthful about. You're gonna have to be open up about it, so that you can be honest about it, whatever it is moving forwards, to prevent it from happening again. Right? You already have met the romantic partner that you seek. Okay. So this again is that separation, that pause. And someone has wanted to come through throughout the whole of this separation, I have to say. There's been moments where they've tried to, you know, back away, but there's something that's just kept them away for a reason now. The more they're accepting and acknowledging their true feelings, the more that they've had to understand they need to step up, is what I'm hearing, which is why that King of Wands is there. But also that means eliminating certain things that they've been walking away from, truthfully. Especially that own inability to communicate effectively, express your love. Yeah, they're wanting to do that now. Whatever this is, communication is going to be absolute key. So even when you do feel like you're not communicating fully, or you're feeling yourself closing off, whatever it is, be honest. Say, you know what, look, I can feel this is happening, because you don't want to repeat the past. This is where you get to make those changes. Things change. And, you know, sometimes, you know, you might accidentally say or do something that is from a more wounded space, but you have to step back. You have to retreat and understand that you can't treat each other like this, right? Whilst holding space, understanding that you're both clearing through so much. Yeah, it's not about abuse and mistreatment. I want to make that clear. Okay, don't let the past hold you back. Exactly, don't let the past hold you back. Someone really wants to move away from being guarded about their emotions, and they want to passionately come forwards, but I'm not sure that they're fully aware that when they do this, they're still not going to be, you know, you've got the Empress here, but we didn't get the Emperor, right? They're still healing through, like, levering up and stepping up, but this is going to help them to be a part of their healing cycle, okay, whatever this is, how they move forwards now, right? Without betraying themselves and suddenly going into overthinking mode or stress mode or backing away, you know, whatever happened before. Step out of your comfort zone, precisely. North and South Node are important here. Step out of your comfort zone. Collectively, we're in Pisces and Virgo axes, okay? But again, your own north and south nodes, what do you need to release? That south node energy is going to be really important as you move forwards. What you're really comfortable in versus what you're being guided to kind of break through, so that you can really step towards this heart's desire, right? And allow it to come to you as well. Your commitment is being tested, a win-win outcome. So whatever comes through now to really either tempt somebody, you have to be mindful, because it can even be the smallest thing, the way you're thinking, the way you're seeing somebody else, the way you're receiving a certain communication, even if it's not your person, the things around you, the people, whatever situations you're put into. Be mindful. Yeah, you have to get really intentional, right? Which is why it's good to really clear through your vessel, everything that you're taking in. Be mindful. A new start is coming. It wants to come through. This new start truly wants to come through. And I can see it coming, with that heart-to-heart conversations. I think there's going to have to be, I'm hearing like raw emotions, right? Which totally means that you're going to have to create a safe environment for you both to do that. It is safe for you to love, but you both need to effectively create that foundation together to ensure that you both feel safe. Be honest, what doesn't feel safe, what does. Don't let pride get in your way. Be vulnerable. And that's not easy when you feel like, communication is key. Exactly. You're going to have to be... Wow, someone's really getting big lessons on communicating their truth from their heart. This is not easy for someone. This is going to take so much strength. I don't even think you realise it. It's going to take them so much strength. Wow. Which is kind of why they're going to need, like, from what I'm seeing, they're going to need to step into a bit of that ego energy. But they need to remember that it's from the heart, and they get to protect their heart, because when you're stepping from your heart, you're acting as a divine vessel, because that's the way divine can work through you, from your heart space, right? So you're doing exactly what you need to be doing, and whatever happens moving forward, it's not about you having excess control. It's about you surrendering and saying okay, and allowing divine to help you release, to process, to unfold it all. Okay, conclusions are within reach very soon, remember. And you are good enough. Again, why would somebody not want to hear your truth? There's been a lot of healing taking place. Remember that. You've been going through, you're not who you once were. Yes, everything you've been through during this separation, it's a fact, it is. But then you get to now decide how that, you get to channel that passionate, fiery energy that you have within you as you transition ahead, because there's something really completing here. We've got a lot of 9s on the table. We're in a 9 year. Some beautiful cycles finally coming to completion, and they need to, so that this I'm just seeing so much drive on this new path forward. It's going to feel so different. It's going to feel so refreshing, so much lighter, so much... It's like new. It's like your inner child is finally going to, not from a wounded space, from a more your adult healed space where you can trust yourself. It's going to be able to say, yeah, that's what I want. Let's do it. Your heart's desires this time, okay? And this beautiful path ahead is going to allow, because you've got both of them be coming into alignment bit by bit as you converse with each other, have these conversations, create this energy where it's safe for both of you, okay? Communication, don't... Work with your throat chakra. See what you can do with that energy, okay? And know your worth, okay? So we've got eternal love. Let go of fear now. Innocence. I think that someone's really... and romance angels are helping you, okay? So don't think the worst of someone, basically, because I think that actually you're going to be shocked. Yeah, that inner child has very much been going through a lot, and it's been projected and outwardly, and again, that's that, their adult self now, they get to take responsibility and take reins on that, and they have been. Okay, it's time to release that fear so you can really move forwards here. Eternal love, this is across lifetimes, your souls, you might resonate with being twin souls, but again, create that innocent energy with both of you. You don't need to have your guards up all the time, say, you know what, we want to be safe with each other. How can we finally create this energy where we can both feel courageous to do this? Eliminate the fears. What is it that we think are the shadows? But actually, I'm trusting that this is your journey. You get to heal through that. You get to clear through that, because I have full faith that you also want the same as me. Eternal love, okay? Be honest with each other, however it feels right to speak through for you, okay? Let me know if this message was for you, okay? Sending love.